Hello and welcome to Host Planet Bitesize, the podcast brought to you by Host Planet and Hostfully. My name's James Varley, the founder of Host Planet, and our goal is to share everything you need to know about buying and managing short-term rentals. Today's guest is Frank Bosi from Hostfully, and he's got 5 tips to share on how to arrange a smooth check-in and check-out. Okay, real talk now for all you hosts out there. You know that moment when your guest messages you again with, "Hey, what's the Wi-Fi code?" Or you're staring at 5 different calendars, wondering if you've accidentally double booked the cottage. Yes, we've all been there. That's why here at Host Planet, we recommend Hostfully. It's basically your rentals control center. It handles bookings across all the big platforms, syncs your calendars to ensure there are no double bookings, automates guest messages, and even creates these really slick digital guidebooks that stop all the repeat questions. Honestly, it just makes your life easier and keeps your guests happier, helping you achieve those all-important 5-star reviews. And here is a little bonus. If you're a Host Planet listener, you can get $500 off onboarding for Hostfully's property management software and 30% off digital guidebooks for life. Just hit the link in the show notes and use the codes PLANET500 for the PMS and Host Planet GB for the guidebooks. And if you'd like a proper walkthrough, there's also a link to book a demo with Frank Bosi from Hostfully. He will show you how it all works. Less stress, more bookings, sorted with Hostfully. Frank, thank you for joining us on Host Planet Bitesize. Today, we're talking about ensuring every guest has a smooth check-in and smooth check-out. You've got 5 tips to share, so take it away with tip number 1.
I'm excited to chat about the thing is, it's the most stressful moment for both guests and hosts. And that's the good old check-in and check-out process. Again, based on all the other bite-sized episodes that we've done, you can have the best photos, the most beautiful, unique, high-end listing, and even the best price. And that helps you get the booking. But if the guest has a confusing or frustrating arrival, that first impression goes right out the window and really can tank your guest's experience for their stay. And if checkout even feels sloppy or unclear, you risk bad reviews from your guests, but also remember your staff. You're going to have late turnovers and then ultimately unhappy cleaners. So it kind of goes twofold, where it's a stressor for you, your guest, but also your team that is going to make or break the stay. And the good news here, however, it's with just 2 simple systems, you can make check-in and check-out this elevated guest experience, and even turn it into a highlight of their stay. And the first tip that I would offer, I would say just clear communication before arrival. Guests should never be guessing about where to park, how to find the lockbox, or the keys, what time they can check in. The smoother and more detailed your instructions, the smoother the arrival. So go ahead, send a confirmation message 2 or 3 days before arrival, and be sure to include parking information, entry instructions. Another fun tip is make sure the address you provide is specifically formatted for Google Maps. This way, because there are some listings that aren't even on there. Also include photos or even a short video of the entryway. Include that in your communications. And then automate these messages through Hostfully or your property management software so they go out at the right time without you having to remember to send them, or even log on at 10 p.m. and send it. So that's really kind of a huge focus, is just be clear, and I don't want to say over communicative, but just make sure that it's clear communication for all the information that they need to know. Then Hostfully now has smart access with Hostfully devices. So keys get lost, people get locked out of the unit, this guy in particular, codes get forgotten, but smart devices really solve those problems. And with Hostfully devices, you can connect locks, thermostats. We even have noise monitors to make your life that much easier. So set up smart locks. This way, every guest gets a unique code that activates at check-in and expires at checkout. Connect your lock directly to Hostfully, so codes not only sync automatically, you also don't have to manually reset them anymore. And there's also this cost-saving benefit. Use smart thermostats so you can preset a comfortable temperature before arrival. So lower the temp on the air conditioning an hour before the anticipated arrival of your guest, or even increase the temperature on your heating in the winter. That small detail makes your guests feel like they're welcoming into like this nice big warm hug, even when the guest checks in, and it really sets the scene for the entire stay. Most of the time. Of course, you have to do more things after check-in, but that first impression is huge. Self check-in really is freedom for everyone. The thing is, travel, unfortunately, is unpredictable. You're going to have delayed flights. You're going to be stuck in traffic. You're going to miss an exit. Guests love knowing that they don't have to meet you in person at 10 o'clock p.m. just to get inside. The warm welcome is a nice touch. Don't get me wrong, but it's an expectation, and for some, it's an inconvenience, especially with a late arrival. So with Hostfully devices, you can enable 24-hour, 7-day-a-week self check-in with your smart lock or lockbox. Make sure lighting at the entrance is adequate for late night arrivals. Can't stress that enough. People forget that you need a motion light there. It makes it that much easier and that much more of a elevated experience. But then also add step-by-step instructions in your communication, but also take advantage of Hostfully Guidebook. This way, guests have everything that they need at their fingertips. And that's check-in. You also can't forget checkout. Just because the guest stay ended does not mean that, you know what, they're good, they're staying. Guests hate guessing about what's expected at checkout. Should they strip the beds? Should they run the dishwasher? Should they take out the trash? Every market and every property manager obviously have different needs and expectations. The key here is just to keep it clear, but also reasonable. So just leave a short checkout list, no more than 3 or 4 items. So like, for example, make sure to lock the door, take out the kitchen trash on your way out, add dirty towels or dirty dishes in the bin, and start the dishwasher. It's just simple expectations, clear communication. And then include the checkout time in multiple places. Keep stressing that checkout time in your confirmation message, in your Hostfully guidebook, but also a small sign in the property could help as well. And then automate a friendly reminder the night before checkout through your automated messaging with your expectations, but again, thanking them for their stay. Also, lastly, I think would be to leverage your tech stack for a smooth and clear turnover. So like I said, checkout isn't just about the guest. It's about getting the property ready for the next one. And really with the right tools, you can make that turnover process as seamless as possible for your guests, but also for your cleaners and your staff. So go ahead, set automated cleaner notifications when a guest checks out. Why not? They'll be notified. Use automated devices or Hostfully devices to confirm that the door is locked and that the thermostat is set to energy saving mode so you can save money, which can all be set up and automatic. But then also you want to track your turnover tasks inside your property management software or inside a software that integrates with your property management software. This way, nothing falls through the cracks, making the process for the next arrival that much easier. But also just remember that a smooth check-in and a smooth checkout isn't just about convenience. It's about building that loyalty and that trust with your guest as well as your team. So when guests arrive with zero friction, they immediately relax. When they walk into your unit and it's at the temperature that's comfortable, they relax. When they leave knowing exactly what they need to do, they relax. They remember the stay as effortless. And with tools like Hostfully's automation and Hostfully devices, can't stress that enough, you can create this seamless guest experience without adding more work for yourself. Because really, at the end of the day, smooth check-ins and smooth checkouts don't just save you stress, they actually lead to better reviews, they lead to repeat bookings, and ultimately they'll lead to more revenue. And you don't really think as check-in and checkout as an upsell, it's going to get you more money because it's going to get you better reviews. And with more reviews, you get more bookings. So always don't underestimate the check-in and checkout process.
100%. Yeah, some brilliant tips there. Clear comms, of course. I think the mention there of having some little videos, especially if you might have a finicky doorway or it's a little bit difficult to find. I remember I was staying in a place actually in Tokyo, and you have to go up a lift, and it was difficult to get in the lift, and there's a different key and all the rest of it. And of course, they shared a few videos which helped us actually navigate and get in the place. I am such a massive fan of keyless entry, and I know that guests like it too. So if you don't have that, I would take a look and get it integrated with a PMS. So like Hostfully, where the guest is going to get a unique code every single time. It's all automatic. It lasts for the length of their stay. It's so much easier than dealing with keys. I like what you mentioned there about the short checkout list. No guest wants 10,000 things on a to-do list before they check out. Keep it simple, keep it easy. And I'm a big fan as well of signs in the listing, like you were saying there, just with the check-in, the check-out time, or this is where to leave the key if you have a key, or, put the towels here, or whatever it is. I think so useful. And you can even, put your QR code as well. Here's the digital guidebook, or a QR code to here's to where you can book direct next time. So many fantastic tips there. And of course, tracking the turnover as well. If people are interested in ensuring they have a really smooth check-in and check-out and integrating with a tool like Hostfully, Frank, where do they go for more information?
Yeah, so we have hostfully.com. You'll learn everything you need about our software. If you like what you see, you can email me directly. It's frank@hostfully.com. Really simple. Shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to schedule a one-on-one demo with you. I'll answer any questions you have. I'll be more than happy to show our features and our capabilities because we have a lot. We're growing. We even have we just released Hostfully devices, which helps with the check-in and checkout process. So if that's important to you and definitely something that you want to perfect and implement in your own short-term rental, I'm your guy to chat with. Even if it's not a demo, even if you just want to talk about check-in and checkout, I could be here all day. So again, it's frank@hostfully.com. I'll share my link with James for a direct link for my calendar. And then whatever time's available and convenient for you, we'll set that up and we'll have a nice little chat.
Superb. Yeah, all the details will be in the show notes. There are also a couple of special offers in there, $500 off onboarding for the PMS, and also 30% off digital guidebooks for life. Two brilliant special offers there. All the details in the show notes. Frank, it's been a pleasure as ever. Thanks for joining us on Host Planet Bitesize.
Yeah, always a pleasure being here, James. Thank you for having me.
Great to chat to Frank Bosi there about the check-in, check-out process. Remember, get yourself a smart lock. You can thank me later. All right, that's it for today's episode. Remember, this podcast is brought to you in collaboration with Hostfully, which is trusted by short-term rental professionals across the globe. As a Host Planet listener, you get 2 exclusive offers. $500 off onboarding for Hostfully's property management software. Just use the code PLANET500 and 30% off digital guidebooks for life. Use the code HostPlanetGB. To grab these deals, click the link in the show notes or head to hostfully.com. For more free education, tips and trends from the STR industry, visit hostplanet.club, where you can sign up for our newsletter, listen to our podcasts, and download a suite of ebooks for hosts and property managers. That's it for today's episode. Until next time, happy hosting.